joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't. Smile, get up and dance. Smile, there's a bigger plan. The storm only lasts for a while, so smile. Happiness is wonderful, but
Good morning. It's nice to see you through the camera again today. Hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to see each other, but it looks like we're going to have to do this for a while. Today, Pastor Dale and I are going to continue to talk about the people around Jesus and talk about how they were flawed, how they made mistakes. So we're going to go back in time just a little bit, and we're going to talk about Peter. Now, Peter's one of the disciples that have been following Jesus around. We've talked about Peter a few different times, and today we're going to talk about where Peter made mistakes, where he was flawed. So last week we talked about Jesus dying for us and then coming back to life, and that's why Easter is important. The week before we talked about Palm Sunday and Jesus coming into the big city. And so this happened in between Palm Sunday and Easter. And it's about Jesus washing feet and how Peter didn't understand. So let's read. The servant king. It was Passover, the time when God's people remembered how God had rescued them from being slaves in Egypt. Every year they killed a lamb and ate it. The lamb died for us instead, they would say. But this Passover, God was getting ready for even a greater rescue. Jesus and his friends were having the Passover meal together in an upstairs room, but Jesus' friends were arguing. What about? They were arguing about stinky feet. Stinky feet? Yes, that's right. Stinky feet. Now, the thing about feet back then was that people didn't wear shoes. They only wore sandals, which might not sound unusual, except that the streets in those days were dirty. And I don't mean just dusty dirty. I mean really stinky dirty. With all of those cows and horses everywhere, you can imagine the stuff that was on the street that ended up on their feet. So anyway, someone had to wash away the dirt, but it was a dreadful job. Who on earth would ever dream of volunteering for a job like that? Only the lowest servant. I am not a servant, Peter said, I'm not a servant, Peter said, nor am I, said Matthew. Quietly, Jesus got from the table, took off his robe, and picked up a basin of water and knelt down and started to wash his friend's feet. You can't, Peter said. He didn't understand about Jesus being the servant king. If you don't let me wash away the dirt, Peter, Jesus says, you can't be close to me. Jesus knew what the people needed most was to be clean on the inside. All the dirt on their feet was nothing compared to the sins inside their hearts. Then wash me, Lord, Peter said, tears filling his eyes, all of me, one by one. Jesus washed everyone's feet. I am doing this because I love you, Jesus explained. Do this for each other. So Peter had been with Jesus for a long time, and he still didn't understand Jesus' plan. Jesus is there to help people, and Peter didn't think that way. Peter didn't want to wash any stinky feet. Would you like to wash stinky feet? Probably not, but that's what Jesus asks us to do. He asks us to help people around us, to understand what we need to do. Right? So let's review one real quick. Jesus came to help everybody out, not just the clean people. And so in the story, Jesus washed his disciples' feet. But Peter didn't understand that at first. He didn't think that was Jesus' job. But Jesus tells us that it's our job to help people out, the clean and the dirty. Thank you, and I will see you probably through the video next week.